Hello, my name is Rai, and welcome back to the channel. This is the second video on the SimCG, and I hope that you're as excited about it as I am. Remember to check the description if you're interested in keeping up with SimCG and seeing all the most up-to-date information, because down there is a link to my Instagram for SimCG. And like I said, it has all the most updated information and everything like that, so if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. And I believe that's about everything I need to go over before actually getting into the video, so let's get started. Alright, so the next card that we're going over is called Zombie. Zombie is a rank 1 with 29 attack, 18 block, and the ability that says, when taking damage while this card is in the ground zone, you can quick summon this card to the field. Okay, so let's go at this piece by piece. So it's a zombie, rank 1, meaning that to summon it you need to discard one rank 0 from the mantle pretty much being the board that you play on. 29 attack, 18 block, it's obviously more offensive than defensive, but I will go ahead and let you know real quick that Zombie does not have the best stats for a rank 1. As you'll see in next week's video, actually, if you go into the description and check out my Instagram, then you'll see that you'll see a card called Bonebreaker up on that. Bonebreaker is the card that we're going over next week for a little sneak peek, so you can kind of see the stats that rank 1 has. Bonebreaker kind of being the pinnacle of rank 1 stats-wise. You generally want stats as close to that as possible. Maybe not the same stat spread exactly, but around that kind of stat total. So you'll see that Zombie, while not having super impressive stats, after I get done explaining, hopefully you'll understand why it's still definitely a good card and worth running, in my opinion, at least 1 or 2 copies. You don't have to run all 3 copies in your deck, but it's definitely worthwhile. At least 1 or 2 in my opinion. And now to talk about the main reason why you'd be running this card is the ability. So how taking damage works is whenever you attack the opponent directly, you don't do damage equal to the opponent or to the card's attack value. The attack value is basically saying how capable is this card at attacking other cards, not at dealing damage directly. How you calculate how much damage they deal directly is its damage equal to their rank plus 1. So rank 0s, when attacking directly, will do 1 damage directly. Zombies will deal 2, because they're rank 1. Rank 2s will deal 3, rank 3s will deal 4, so on and so forth. You get the gist of it. So, just to let you know, since that's a little bit odd for a lot of these games where usually it's equal to their attack value, but in this case it's equal to their rank. That'll decide how much damage they deal directly. How much HP you have, so each player will make a deck of 50 cards for this game, and at the start of the game, after shuffling up your deck, each player will take the top 10 cards off of their deck and place them aside. These 10 cards basically are equivalent to your HP, just to give you a general idea of how all of that works. So another little ruling. Like I said, I will likely in the future have a video going over all of the rules specifically, but something that pertains to this current situation I think is worth bringing up. So when taking any amount of damage directly, even just 1 damage, will allow you to quick summon, which is basically just put down on the mantle ignoring its cost, for free. But this card specifically has to be in the ground zone. The ground zone, just in case you don't remember, is basically the discard pile. It's where all of your used cards go after they've been discarded and done away with. So, I feel like this card's ability is the whole reason why you'd be running it, because it kind of makes up for its own shortcomings. I'll explain. So, any card that has a self-summoning ability is going to be at least usable in my opinion, unless it's a really bad one. Just simply because not that many cards currently have something like that. So it's a little bit rare. It's actually something that will help distinguish one card from another, is the fact that they have the ability to summon themselves. Another upside, in my opinion, is that yes, it is also a bit of a restriction that has to be done from the ground zone, but the fact that it is allowed to be done from the ground zone means that this card allows you to use some amount of discarded cards. Because usually the ground zone for a lot of cards means that, oh, this is a place that we go when we can't be used anymore, we're done, we can't do anything, we're out of the running for the rest of the game. And so the fact that this card is able to still get use, or you're able to still get use out of this card even after it's been sent to the ground zone, means that it allows you to get more value out of it than you would a lot of other cards. And the last thing, and in my opinion probably the biggest thing, is that it punishes the opponent for playing the game. Let me explain. You see, the activation cost for this powerful ability is that you must take damage directly. Now, in a lot of card games, stuff like this would be seen as a negative because it's something that the opponent has to do. They have to do something to cause you to get a benefit, to get a bonus. And yes, to some extent that's also negative in this game, but the fact that you're punishing the opponent for the main way of winning the game, aka dealing damage to you, is a really, really big deal. So, even dealing 1 damage is enough to get this thing out on the mantle. That's really useful. And since the only other way to win is to deck out, and that is a long and painful process, and the whole reason I assume you'd be playing this card is to, have fun, then you'd probably want to be attacking them directly, which means you're going to be able to get this card's ability off possibly multiple times per game, to the point to where you start wanting to get it into the ground zone as fast as possible so you can start getting the benefit out of punishing the opponent for playing the game. It's just a really powerful, and for the opponent, a really annoying ability to have to deal with, in my opinion. And so that's the main reason why I think it is worth running. Because of those main 3 reasons. It's able to reuse itself even after being in the ground zone. It has the ability to quick summon itself, which are kind of both tied together. And also, it punishes the opponent for playing the game. So those are 3 big reasons why I believe Zombie should be worth running at least consider running it at 1 or 2 copies, if not all 3 copies in your deck. And I believe those are enough to make up for the lackluster stats for a rank 1. So that's about all I have to say about Zombie. I hope that you enjoyed the video and enjoyed hearing me ramble on about it and why I think this card is cool. And, yeah, that's about it. So, if you did make it this far, how about go into the comments and type out zombies in all caps. Zombie plural. Zombies in all caps. Maybe even throw some exclamation points on there if you want to. Just let me know that you watched all the way to the end of this video. And since that's about it, I hope that you all have a blessed day, and fare thee well.